You know, it's hard to believe that just 60 years ago, this skyline didn't exist. When Singapore became independent in 1965, it was a small island with very few natural resources. I've got a 12-hour layover here at Singapore, and I want to see as much as I can. Well, getting through customs and immigration was incredible. All I had to do was scan my passport, and they took a photo of my face, and then they said, "Welcome to Singapore." What an amazing experience. Right, let's see. Where's the MTR? I think there we go. Train to the city. No queues, no paper tickets, and zero hassles. In Singapore, your credit card is your ticket. Just tap your phone or card at the gate, and you're through. It's the ultimate tap and go city. Efficient at its finest. One tap, and I'm heading straight for the skyline. Let's move. They say that Singapore is a fine city, and as you can see over here, this is one of the signs of a fine that you can get if you drink on the train or smoke. You're going to get a hefty fine. So what are my first impressions? Geez, Singapore is much larger than I thought. It didn't even have its own water supply, but the vision was to turn this little red dot into a global hub. And standing here, looking at these buildings, you can see they definitely succeeded. What's really wild about the development here isn't just the concrete and the glass, it's the green. Singapore's founding father, Lee Kuan Yew, had this idea of a garden city. He wanted the city to be lush and livable. Today, they've evolved that into a city in nature. You'll see trees growing off the sides of skyscrapers and massive indoor waterfalls. It's the beautiful mix of high-tech engineering and tropical jungle. It feels like a preview of what cities might look like in the next century. But the real secret to how this place developed so fast is the people. It's a complete melting pot. Chinese, Malay, Indian, and Eurasian cultures all living side by side. Everything here is planned to the millimeter. It's efficient, it's clean, and honestly, it's a bit of a whirlwind. I only have 10 hours left before I have to head back to Changi, so let's see how much of this future city we can explore before the sun goes down. In this Lion City, leaving your tray behind isn't just rude, it's illegal. Since 2021, if you don't clear your own table at hawker centers and food courts, you're looking at a formal warning for your first strike. Second time, it's a $300 fine. Repeat offenders can even end up in court with fines hitting $2,000. That is about 20,000 rand. So remember, clear your plate or pay the rate. Step into the humid heart of Chinatown, where the air is thick with incense and the echoes of history. It is a vibrant collision of cultures, and today I struggled. The sudden thunderous crack of drums cuts through the crowd. A line dance has begun. The colors are electric, vibrant reds and golds dancing against the heat. Every spectator is frozen, mesmerized by the rhythmic power and the acrobatic grace. It's more than just a performance, it's an ancient energy pouring into the modern street. this moment, amidst the sweat and sound, I finally get it. This isn't just a city, it's a living, breathing pulse, and it's beating louder than ever. I'm weaving through the canyons of the financial district. Above me, towers of glass and steel scrapes the sky, catching the last of the daylight. It's a landscape of ambition, silent and monumental. But as the sun begins its descent, the shadows stretch out and lead me towards the water. The air changes here. It's softer and carrying the salt of the harbor and the first cool breeze of the evening. And then I see it. The Merlion stands guard, draped in the orange glow of the golden hour. Around me the crowd is thick, a sea of people from every corner of the globe, all drawn to the single point on the map. Every lens is pointed across the bay, towards the Marina Bay sands. It's an impossible sight. That massive silver ship resting effortlessly atop three pillars, looking like it's ready to sail right into the clouds. The lights of the city are beginning to flicker on. The day is ending, but the pulse of Singapore is just hitting its stride. My journey ends where the future grows. I've arrived at Gardens by the Bay, standing in the shadow of the super trees, towering steel giants draped in living ferns. Suddenly, the music begins. It starts as a low hum, vibrating through the ground beneath my feet. Then the first flash of color breaks the dark. And then the sky changes and aurora borealis of laser and mist begins to dance through the canopy. It's eerie, beautiful and completely surreal. A neon ghost moving through a digital forest. In this moment, the humidity, the noise, and the modern rush of the city all melt away. I'm not just a tourist anymore. I'm part of the machine, part of the magic. The adrenaline is finally starting to fade. That's when it hits me. My legs are heavy. My feet are aching from miles of pavement, and the sheer weight of the day is pressing down on my shoulders. I'm footsore and beyond tired. But it's that rare kind of exhaustion, the kind that feels like a reward. Every step I took today was a story, and my body is just keeping the score. We're heading for the airport, back towards the reality of check-ins and departure gates. But my mind is still back in the gardens. Singapore is efficient, it's vibrant, and it's completely exhausting in the best possible way.